What makes Google Analytics 4 so beneficial? And what are the main differences between GA4 and its predecessor, Universal Analytics? Today, I will explain how GA4 focuses on helping you better understand user behavior and make more data-driven decisions. GA4 has a simplified interface and provides more detailed reports and insights than Google Universal Analytics. Here's how. It focuses on event-based tracking, which allows you to track user interactions with your website or app in greater detail than before. Here are the main differences between event-based versus session-based tracking. Session tracking, which is used on Universal Analytics, is like keeping track of a person's entire visit to a website or app. It's like following someone around while they're shopping in a store or watching everything they do. Session tracking is used to understand how people use a website or app in a more general way. It tracks things like how long someone stays on a website, which pages they visit, and whether or not they make a purchase. GA4, on the other hand, uses event-based tracking, which is like keeping track of specific actions that people take. It's like watching someone pick up a specific product in a store and put it in their shopping cart. Event-based tracking is used to understand how people interact with specific features or functions. It tracks things like how many times someone clicks a button, watches a video, or makes a purchase. There are 4 different event categories in Google Analytics 4. The first one is automatically collected events, such as page views, first visits, user engagement, clicks, or file downloads. The second category is enhanced measurement events that can be enabled on your GA4 property. Some of these events include user scroll, outbound clicks, site searches, or video engagements. Also, there are recommended events such as add to carts, checkouts, or purchases. The last category is custom events, which are specific actions that you want to track. For example, if your website has many different buttons, but you want to track just the clicks of a specific single button, you could create a custom event for this button. It can be done with the help of Google Tag Manager. In summary, the main differences between session tracking and event-based tracking are: session tracking tracks a person's entire visit to a website or app, while event-based tracking tracks specific actions within that visit. Session tracking is used to understand how people use a website in a more general way, while event-based tracking is used to understand how people interact with specific features or functions. Session tracking tracks things like how long someone stays on a website, which pages they visit, and whether or not they make a purchase, while event-based tracking tracks things like how many times someone clicks a button, watches a video, or makes a purchase. Google Analytics 4 also includes new reports and dashboards, such as User Lifecycle Report, which show how users interact with your website over time, and the Explorations, which allows you to perform more complex data analysis. One more important thing about GA4 is that it respects user privacy. But how, you would ask? GA4 does not collect personal information or log IP addresses. It makes user information anonymous by assigning a unique identifier to each user, which is used to track their behavior across sessions and devices. With the push for user privacy, it's becoming increasingly difficult to track users as they travel across multiple platforms using multiple devices. This is where one more GA4 feature comes in: cross-device tracking. Cross-device tracking is when technology is used to keep track of your activity across different devices like your phone, tablet, and computer. To make it more simple, imagine you are waiting to go somewhere, and while you wait, you start watching a video on your tablet, but you have to go since your cab is here. You then might switch to your phone and finish watching the video while you are in the cab. With cross-device tracking, your activity is linked across both devices, so the video platform knows that you're the same person watching the same video. Cross-device tracking helps to learn more about customers and their behavior. This information can be used to show them more relevant content or to understand how people use your website or app on different devices. On top of that, one more massive change in GA4 is data modeling. It uses machine learning to fill in gaps in your data and provide more accurate insights. Data modeling is like putting together a puzzle. Imagine you have a bunch of puzzle pieces with different shapes and colors. Some pieces might fit together perfectly, while others might not fit at all. Data modeling is when you take all the pieces of information you have, like how many people visited a website or what they clicked on, and try to fit them together to make a picture or a story. Of course, Google Analytics 4 is not perfect yet, and there are a few bad things about it. The first one is that it takes more time for data to show up in GA4. As it is stated on Google's official website, many of your reports and explorations can take 24 to 48 hours to process data from your website or app. The second thing about GA4 is more complicated to use for most people, since you have to enable custom reports by yourself, event tracking usually needs some custom coding, and there aren't many integrations yet. So you really need to be tech savvy to experience GA4's full potential. But let's hope that things will get better in no time and that we will start seeing more integrations. In fact, many companies are already working on them as you are watching this video. Overall, Google Analytics 4 is a more advanced and sophisticated version of Google Universal Analytics, providing marketers with more accurate and detailed insights into user behavior, as well as greater control over data privacy and integration with other marketing tools. Yes, it may not be easy to understand the platform at first, but when you get used to it, it's definitely much better at helping you keep track of your customer journey and providing them with a better experience.